What's up, guys and gals? We got Marco with me today over at the Extreme Nerd Table, guys. We're gonna be talking about a little bit of everything, WandaVision, a little bit of like I said, a little bit of everything. So, what did you have you checked out WandaVision yet? The
Uh,
new episode?
that episode was everything I wanted and more.
Yeah,
So good,
yeah.
so good.
But at least now we know that she's actually really powerful. So she's her and Captain Marvel are the two most powerful females in their universe right now, pretty much.
Oh yeah, look, Wanda's abilities are
Mhm.
crazy in that episode.
Mhm.
If people who are watching this channel have not
Yeah.
watched episode 4 yet,
Spoilers.
or have
Yeah.
yeah, spoilers. But it was crazy. I loved it because I knew what it was going to be. I knew,
Mhm.
after the end of the third episode and Monica got knocked out of the bubble,
Yeah.
I knew the fourth episode was going to be explaining
Uh-huh.
everything that happened. Technically, not everything, but technically,
Most
how
of it.
Monica got into the bubble and all that
Right.
stuff. And then, but the way it started with Monica coming back from the snap,
Yeah.
or as they call it, the blip,
Yeah.
coming back from the snap, and then the way they showed the snap, because when you're watching Avengers Endgame, and Tony has the gloves and he does the snap,
Yeah.
and Thanos disappears, and then everybody when everybody had come back, when everybody came back, sorry, when Hulk did the snap,
Mhm.
and then when Tony did it to kill Thanos, but when everybody came back of Hulk, you don't see how
Right.
it was for everybody. You just see all the heroes
Right.
come back to the portals, and
Right.
they come from backup. But to see it from the ground level through
Right.
Monica's eyes, she comes back, and to her, it's only been like, oh, she took a nap and then woke up. You know what I mean?
Right.
She didn't even realize that was the crazy thing. How the people don't even realize they disappeared. You
Yeah.
know? And she comes back. All these people are coming back. It's chaos. I mean, it was so cool. And then how she got into the bubble. Jimmy Woo being in the episode, who I'm like,
Right.
when are we gonna get that Jimmy Woo TV show?
Yeah.
Jimmy Woo, Agents of Atlas. That needs to be a TV show. That's what
The
I.
funniest one is where he does the magic trick where Scott where Scott did it in the beer in his movie, and now you can see it now. Jimmy finally mastered it and he did it.
Um, the so there's a rumor going around that Disney Plus is going to revive Agents of Shield.
Uh-huh.
And they're going to bring back some of the actors from the TV show. What I'm hoping they're going to do is they're going to have it be with Jimmy Woo, and it's going to be Agents of Atlas.
Oh yeah. It'd be fun.
Since there's no Shield anymore,
Right.
So it's Agents of Atlas, and it's Jimmy Woo, and they can bring in Quake, what's her name, who played Quake in the TV show, and bring in some of the other actors, and then bring in some newer characters from like the comic books.
But do you think she want to come back though? Like the actress that played Quake?
I mean, I would. Disney Plus show to go from an ABC show to a Disney Plus show. That's money in the bank.
Yeah.
But yeah. So besides the Jimmy Woo hype, because everyone loves Jimmy Woo.
Yeah. I always loved that. I always liked that actor. He's always been one of my favorites.
Randall Park is just awesome. He's just he needs to be doing more and more movies. But seeing Darcy. What's her name from Two Girls? Darcy from Thor 1 and 2. Her being brought in, that was awesome. The whole how everything. What was the great? My favorite part is because when you're watching episode 1, 2, and 3, and it's playing out like a TV show, you're wondering, is Wanda making everything play out like a TV show? Or is this just how the episodes are playing out?
Right.
And like, do people think they're on a TV show? You know what I mean? Like the people trapped in this bubble, do they think they're on a TV show? Like they're actors on a TV show? Or is it just how they're presenting it to us? And then you find out when Darcy, captures the signal, you find out, no, it's all playing out like a TV show.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, the whole episode, it was fantastic. I can't wait till
Yeah.
episode 5. Marvel
Me
proved
too.
all those naysayers wrong. All the people who
Yeah.
were complaining, Marvel was like, nah, suck it.
Yeah. Yeah, the funniest part on mine was where the director's talking and then he hears the damn TV in the background. He goes,
Yes.
What the hell is that?" And he looks back. He goes, "Is Darcy watching watching them and eating popcorn or eating chips or whatever?" It
Yeah,
was.
yeah. It was so good. Oh, hey, Splash Page.
Hey, Splash Page.
But, yeah, no. Freaking show
Yeah.
is so worth it. And it's so exciting how well done it is.
Mm-hmm.
That, man, I can't wait. You know, just this show and the quality, I can't wait till, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I can't wait until Loki. I can't wait until any of the other shows. That's how excited. This is how excited. There was a point after Avengers Endgame where I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't know if I really care anymore. Not that I wouldn't watch them, but I was like, I think I might have hit my breaking point when it comes to Marvel film TV stuff. But then, the WandaVision has reinvigorated me.
But the next one the next movie I'm excited about is this one.
Oh, hell's yeah!
Yeah,
like that's just gonna be sweetness. My only problem with that movie, and my only issue that I have, is, and it depends on how they play it out. It's just, as much as I love Shang-Chi, because I have a huge love for the street-level characters like Shang-Chi, Iron Fist, Luke Cage and all that. My problem is if Shang-Chi beats Mandarin, I'm like, we're talking about Mandarin, the 10 rings. You know what I mean? It's like,
hold on. He might not have all 10 rings just yet.
I'm fine with that. If he's got one ring or no rings, then I'm fine if Shang-Chi beats him. But
I have a feeling he may get the, if they get a Shang-Chi number 2, it might say, oh yeah, he maybe he's hunting for the rings or something, and then that's how Shang-Chi and them meet him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's hunting for the rings. So I'm hoping that's how it is. It's not like he already has 10 rings. And this is
if it's gonna be 10 ring Shang-Chi, he loses. 10 ring Mandarin, he loses Shang-Chi. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like, are you kidding me? It's like that's a badass dude. You can't just be. But no, that I'm super excited for Shang-Chi.
But I'm happy for that actor too, because I followed that actor from his Netflix days, from his YouTube days.
Oh yeah. I watch his.
Kim and Kim.
Yes, dude. Kim's Convenience.
Yeah.
Dude, that show is so hilarious. I love it.
He bulked up from. If you look from that to what he looks like inside, he bulked up a hell of a lot.
But I love everyone on Kim's Convenience, and to see that he got the Shang-Chi role. Hey, what's up, Connecticut Comics?
What's up?
So to see him get that, it's just awesome. It's just like I hope it's huge. I hope that movie hits $1 billion.
Yeah, and I hope for him. I hope for almost the whole cast. You know what I mean? It gets them the better stuff, because even the Asian what is it? Aquafina, the rap artist.
Yeah.
She's even in. I'm curious who she is. Yeah, she's in it.
I wonder who the hell she's playing.
Yeah, it'd be funny if they're going with this one. If they're going with his sister.
that would be cool. That would be a little crazy.
Yeah. I don't think so, man. Would she want to do action scenes anyway? you know what I mean?
Maybe she wants to take it up to another level. She wants to move it up.
Or joking around, play his love interest or something.
But no, like that would be interesting to see.
Who's she gonna be? Because the other guy that they have to play the Mandarin, he was in Asian cinema, and he normally plays a hero. He never plays a villain, and now he's coming to the Western, and a lot of his guys from a lot of the people that follow him in Hong Kong and in the Asian countries are pissed about it because he's playing a villain.
My thing, waiting for them to show stuff from Shang-Chi, waiting for the Eternals trailer, waiting for Black Widow to come up, watching WandaVision.
What? They can't push Black Widow anymore. If they push it anymore, they can't they can't launch freaking
Oh yeah,
phase 4.
but waiting for all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's made me like watching WandaVision has made me like I am now cool. Before I wasn't cool with this if they were going to do this, but I'm now cool if they just reboot all the Netflix shows. Like say they didn't happen, you know, those Netflix shows never happened. Right. Just ignore those shows because I'd love to see an 8-episode or a 6. I'd love to see a 6-episode Iron Fist show.
Ooh. What's up, Anthony?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Not bad, not bad. We were just talking about WandaVision and all that stuff.
Talking about that man right there on the counter. But yeah, I would love it if they just did a new Luke Cage show, new Iron Fist show, just forget that the Netflix shows happened. Redo it again. Give me bigger budgets. Do what I'm cool with that. WandaVision has made me see everything in a different light now. That's all exciting. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Vision says yes. I agree.
So since you saw the new reboot of the Walker show, what'd you think? The new.
So I enjoyed it, but my problem with it is. Speaking of Eternals, do you think they're choosing Black Knight to be a feature as they did of Hawkeye? I hope so. I love the Black Knight. Black Knight's a great character. Mm-hmm. It's crazy that he's going to be in Eternals. So with Walker Texas Ranger, here's my problem. I enjoyed it. Love Jared Padalecki. Love Supernatural. Great show. 15-year run. Deserved all that.
Right.
He's an actual Texan. So Texan playing Walker Texas Ranger. But my problem is not enough action, which is generally it'll be
which is famous CW stuff. Is that they don't put enough action in there?
Yeah, which would be a typical complaint for something like this. Yeah. But my Sam Texas Walker, love it. But my biggest complaint was the first episode, the pilot. Felt like a late 90s, early 2000s WB show. It didn't feel like a 2021, Walker Texas Ranger. It felt like they pulled Walker Texas Ranger remake from, WB back then and threw it on TV. That's my biggest. Hopefully they can get over that hurdle. I've only seen the first episode, so hopefully soon, within the first season, they get over that hurdle of feeling more older than newer. And they got to, beef up the action a little bit. That's the whole thing of, I understand they're trying to be like cops that aren't like going around kicking the crap out of people, being like, "Where's the, solving the crimes?"
Yeah, but that was all the fun in the original one, where Walker comes flying through a window and kicking the guy.
So people expect the action, and clearly we're not going to get martial arts from Jared Padalecki. But Jared Padalecki.
At least we can get it from his partner. At least the partner got his military experience. At least.
Plus, Jared Padalecki is like 6'4" or something. He's a huge ass dude. That dude should be able to knock someone through a wall. The guy's huge. He's not a short little dude.
Yeah.
So they should be able to have him throw down. But yeah, I've hoped for it. I loved watching it when I was younger, which I'm sure everyone here in the 90s watched Walker. Who didn't? It's like, oh, Chuck Norris got a TV show. It's like, let's watch him kick butt,
Yeah.
Not the best well-written show, but it was fun. So
yeah, it was a fun show. But let's hope they bring him in at least maybe season 2 if they get a season 2 or something. They bring him at least bring him in.
I mean, he lives in Texas, and they filmed the show in Austin, Texas.
So I didn't know that. I thought they filmed in Canada like everything else.
So it shouldn't be too hard,
right?
To bring him in.
Maybe.
I mean, it's true, but he is also getting up there. I think Chuck Norris is like 80 something. William Sorolis. It was cool to see Mitch Pileggi in a new show. I love Mitch Pileggi. X-Files. I mean, the man is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Chuck needs. That's true. He does need a Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has hardly seen him out and about. They tried to say he was at that Capitol rally the one where the whole attack happened. But it was like that was bullshit. That was of course a guy who looked like him. I mean, there's no way Chuck Norris is gonna like go all the way over to Washington for a rally when he's 80-something years old.
Not only that, but it would be another Walker joke, you know what I mean?
Right. You know, Chuck Norris isn't going to do that crap. I mean, he's in his 80s. He doesn't need to deal with that.
I think most of the demographic there look like Chuck Norris anyway.
Right? You know? But yeah, it would be nice if he made a cameo, maybe of like, you know, Mitch Pileggi's brother, you know?
Right.
You know, he's like the uncle.
Something like that, or uncle, or at least, you know, or his mentor, you know, something like who trained this Walker, you know what I mean?
You know, so it would be cool. I look forward to see what they do, and to see. Hey, I'm still waiting for what's his name to show up on the new Magnum.
Oh yeah,
doing a guest appearance.
What you think of the new episode
of Magnum PI?
Yeah. I've been watching it since season 1.
I love that show. I catch every single episode, and I'm hoping the dude in the van that's pursuing the Magnum is Tom Selleck.
Yeah, me too.
And I hope Tom Selleck is playing, you know, the uncle. You know, because I think Magnum's dad is dead in this show, so I hope Tom Selleck is playing the uncle, and we get a nice 1-episode appearance, and it's like, sweet, thank you, Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
He's off doing this popular cop family show. Anthony's like, no.
I don't think he's gonna do it.
You don't think so?
I know
if he does, he's got to have the real short shorts on.
Well, you know what's great about that? If he does wear that 80s, hey, Conquistadors, if he does wear that, when you could be funny about him, because, you know, Tom Selleck is like in his 70s. So if you have him wear the 80s Magnum PI look, it would be very funny because it's like the tourist, you know, trying to, you know, blend in Hawaii. So he's the 70-something-year-old man wearing the short shorts and wearing the shirt and trying to.
But if he was like I was joking around, if he was renting the van, you know what I mean, then the person that rented the van will remember that guy like that, you know, wearing short shorts.
So I mean, it'll be funny to see what happens. But
I'm interested, but I'm hoping the blonde, the chick, and him get together eventually.
I'm pretty sure him and the British chick are getting together. That's an obvious.
Yeah.
That's super obvious. Saw that coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Yes, Anthony. That's what they'll be doing. So, got anything to show off, guys? Any comics? Any cool stuff?
I got some new stuff. I got some from this week. Well, this wasn't from this week. I still got to read this.
Oh yeah, Shang-Chi.
Yeah, but the 2 books, these 2 out of which one I would keep on picking up? I think the Red Sonja I'm gonna keep on picking up. This I'm a Vampy fan, but man, this was straight. Dude, I've never said this about a Vampy book, but I can say this right now. Them interior artists is straight trash. Because she looks like a dude in it, man. That pisses me off more than anything. It's like everything else around her looks better than she does. I'm like, that's not good.
Looks like a dude.
Dude looks like a lady.
I'll show you. I showed Marco like before we started. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Anthony did better, man.
I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or not.
I'm messing around.
She's supposed to look menacing.
Yeah, that don't look menacing. That looks more like you know, transvestite type thing, man. It's like that's being honest.
Watch it.
I know. I'm not trying to offend nobody. It could have.
You just did. There's 1 out of the 4 people watching are offended.
It could have been better, man.
Oh, Conquistadors can't believe that you're hating on a Vampy book.
Yeah, I am. But
I don't.
yeah. But the thing I
thing-
enjoyed this week was this one.
The thing about modern comics that
Mhm.
I don't understand, and call me old school,
Right.
but when the interiors, when the curtains don't match the drapes 10 times,
Yeah.
you'll have a super cover,
Mhm.
and then the inside looks nothing, even stylistically close.
Close.
That's my gripe about modern publishing. I
Right.
just think,
Like I
that
said,
you could-
story's fine on it, man. It's just the art pulls me out. You know what I mean? That art
Uh-huh.
pulls me out a little bit.
Mhm.
I'm like, ugh.
Well, again, though, I just think it's false advertising when
Mhm.
covers are meant only to grab
Entice-
collectors
Right.
or cover fetish stuff, and then the insides are the
Don't match.
interiors are
Like you said,
mediocre.
it don't match the drapes.
Yeah, the curtains and the drapes don't match.
Yeah, but the one I really enjoyed was this new number one is the Damn Cursed Children, number one by Howard Wong, and yeah, so Howard did the writing and the lettering in it, but the artist was a different artist. But it was I really enjoyed it. Old 50 styled horror books.
Who's
Who
the
put that
artist?
out? Who publishes that?
Source Point Press. Josh Steffen or Stefan.
Put it in the screen.
Right. Yep.
Josh. Oh, Stafford.
Stafford.
Right.
Okay, Stafford. Yeah. Josh Stafford. I really enjoyed this one though. But I like old school 50 type
I
horror
think-
books.
I would love it if there was just a tidal wave, for lack of a better word, of horror comics, of black and white horror comics. I think honestly, when you put out a horror comic, if you're an indie publisher or
Yeah,
a small
black and
press,
white.
a small
Hold on.
press, oh, it's black and white. See, it's perfect.
Yeah, it's
If you're
black and white.
if you're small press or self-publish, don't do color with your horror comics.
It's
Do
cheaper.
do black. It's not even that it's cheaper. It's just that, like, your only battle in a horror comic is to make a book that people find really cool, interesting, or creepy, right?
Mhm.
And going with color, like, you might sometimes not have an artist that maybe can match an artist that is doing a book at Dark Horse or whatever. But your best defense in that is for your artist to really work those inks, those black and whites. You know what I mean? In those horror scenes, in that whatchamacallit, and that's your best. That's your best defense. In being a self-publisher or a small press publisher or a very small indie publisher. So everybody who's doing horror comics should just do black and white horror comics. Just do that, and kick those other people's butts, and and do stuff that's more crazier. Don't do the same thing that Dark Horse or other bigger publishers are doing in horror comics.
Right.
Don't match the same level of horror they're doing. Get crazier. Do what they won't do. Yeah, see? Look at that.
Yeah.
Perfect example. You want to do what the guys aren't doing, whether it's crazy
Right.
gore, whether it's crazy ideas, whether you do stuff that goes there. Like, you're like, I'm gonna kill this whole school of children like Anakin did in Episode 3.
Yeah.
But it's a monster. Look at that.
Mhm.
Look at that. Licking blood, naked vampire chicks in space.
That is the new issue of my book. Oh my
Venerella.
God,
That's right.
And
Tell
that
us what
is
it is.
Venerella on Venus and Mars. So
Look at that.
That's
Go pick it
actually-
up, people.
that's
Yeah.
actually hit me up online, and that
Wild Mercury Comics.
everywhere Wild Mercury Comics is: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I will hook you up. But no, that's it's not a sneak peek. That's my book. It's been out for 2 weeks now. In fact, Jeff picked it up at a comic show in DeLand.
Yeah. Yep.
But that is issue 5, and you're right. The black and white really lends itself to blood, and on the first issue of my comic, I made a mistake by drawing a decapitation scene, and instead of using the solid black ink, I used outline the blood instead, so it was like translucent, so it was
Yep.
you saw the outline. And to be honest with you, it just looked like jizz all over the place. It was, and the thing is that the when you splatter the blood, whether you're doing a toothbrush ink India thing, or you did it like me, you're doing stippling dots by hand to splatter the blood. It does. It's cool, and the EC comics and the Eerie comics and all the magazine format in the 70s and the 60s, and also it's just got. I mean, talk about horror and black and white, man. You think about the old Bernie Wrightson type stuff.
Mhm.
You add color to that, and all of a sudden it's not as creepy.
No.
Like that's the biggest arsenal every creative team or creator, if you're a writer penciler, has.
Then I read this one. I read this one this week too.
The
this
Eighth
week.
Immortal.
Yeah, the eighth, and
The
it
cover looks interesting.
The art surprised me too. The art wasn't like not normal comic art. It was anime style art.
What?
Yeah, I'll show you now. I'll open
That's
it now.
Totally different.
It surprised me though, man. I like opened it up. I'm like, whoa.
Who did that?
It is Source Point Press by. Oh, damn it. JACOB.
Jacob?
Jacob Ray Moray. Jacob Moray. And art was by. Hispanic name.
Put it on the screen. Put it on the screen and I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Alice Lee Barnes. No, I don't even know if that's Hispanic.
Yeah.
Alice Lee Barnes. It might be someone who has a last name / her last name and her husband. So it might be Alice Lee, and then maybe her husband's name Barnes also.
Hold on. I'll show you the art now.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah. See?
Oh, that is good. Oh,
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Anime style. So it surprised me, but I liked it. I enjoyed it.
is it a horror comic?
No. It's talking about like a mortal.
It's interesting because it's doing like black and white, and then with touches of color.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like some scenes are black and white. That's interesting.
Yes, it's got splashes. It's good. Well, I mean, manga, black and white horror has been around for years anyway.
Yeah.
And
There's a
that's
guy.
what I thought. Yeah.
There's a guy who I freaking love,
Ooh.
Junji Ito.
I thought you were gonna say his. I thought you were gonna say his name. That dude is the man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, his stuff is horrific, yet gorgeous. I mean, just like graphically, it's one of those things like when you're in high school and you're making gruesome pictures. It's
Mhm.
like it's horrific and scary, yet it's so cool. And that particular artist, Junji, I guess that's how you say it.
Junji Ito, yeah.
Junji Ito.
Yeah.
His stuff is so detailed and so cool. I just think he should do every heavy metal album cover that exists and things like that.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
His stuff is just, that's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of that that if that 80s guy, Pusshead or whatever, the guy that used to do the old Metallica records, the vintage stuff, or all the old 80s punk rock posters and the real graphic stuff. Raymond Pettibone, the guy that did Black Flag posters and stuff. If he did like a horror manga, that's what this stuff would look like. That guy is just, you could just look at his pictures all day, and the expressions that he makes with his faces, the horror is just amazing. So.
Well, I found out Ben Oliver can actually do interiors. He actually did the interior of this one.
Oh, from Batman Superman Future State.
Yeah, he actually did the inside. Ben Oliver actually did the interior art in it. So he did this
Nice.
cover and the interior art. So now we know he's he's an all-around artist. He can actually do interiors too.
I think I've seen him do interiors from something else. I don't remember what it was.
because the only reason I even really picked it up was because I heard, oh yeah, Ben Oliver's doing interior. I'm like, oh, he's doing interior. I'll check it out. Yeah.
Give me 1 second here.
Mhm. Dude, my pile of books that I still need to read is freaking high, freaking huge.
All right. Yeah, I got trades stacking up now.
Yeah.
I gotta read.
I don't even want to turn the camera to where I sleep. Right next to the nightstand. The trade pile for the nightstand is pretty high too.
My wife
Mm.
picked this up and this up.
Hells
Nice.
yeah.
I mean, I've read them all many times, all the issues in here, and I have a bunch of essentials. I actually had another copy of 2, but she picked these 2 up at a Humane Society thrift store
Wow.
yesterday morning for $0.25 a piece.
What?
So I got Essential X-Men 1 and 2, Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum,
Yeah.
John Byrne, Terry Austin.
$30 books for 50 cents.
$30 books. And by the way, here's the deal. Not only $30, but they look like they were never opened. They're not.
Oh,
they weren't
man.
even cracked. Look at the condition on them. Look at the spines. It's like
It's never
it's
been
like
read.
they
It
were
looks
just
like.
put out.
Yeah.
And she got them at a Humane Society thrift store for 50 cents.
You never know what you find at the thrift store.
I heard a story on YouTube. A guy goes into an antique store, and the people in the antique store have comic books under a glass case, all in great mint condition, and he picks up what is it, Hulk 181, first appearance of Wolverine or whatever number that is.
Yeah.
Guy buys it at an antique store a couple of years ago for $20.
Jesus.
A mint condition, because the antique store knew that it was valuable because it was a Bronze Age, a 70s comic, but no idea of its worth, and sold it to this dude for $20.
Or like the guy, like the one that found, what was it? Found first appearance of Punisher in the Spider-Man for $4 at a flea market.
Yeah, some people wouldn't know.
My friend had something similar when we were in California. This was like 9 years ago, 10 years ago, and we were at a thrift store, and he had gotten this Inspector Gadget figure, something like that big or whatever. And he bought it, I think, for like $20 or something. I think it was 20. Maybe as high as like 30, but. It was this Inspector Gadget thing, and it had sound and voice and all this thing or whatever. It's from based on the cartoon, looked just like it, and it ended up being one of those a out of print, rare, collectible figure or whatever that cost like $200-300.
Wow.
And it's like I've never had anything. I've had where I've gone to pawn shops, because pawn shops have Blu-ray sections. For movies. But I've gone to pawn shops where, to get, movies. I remember I went to one pawn shop and I got, when the Indiana Jones box set first came out, they had, on Blu-ray, they had two Indiana Jones box sets for, $20 a piece. So me and my friend each bought one. So that was, because, that was, an $80 box set. So that's, the biggest, when it comes to movies, I get lucky. But when it comes to anything like comic books or, toys, I don't find anything for cheap that's, really worth a lot of money.
I got one time Alias 1, whatever first appearance Jessica Jones is.
Yeah. It's Alias 1, yeah.
First print, good condition. I got it for $1 at a thrift store, at a pawn shop or something one time.
Yeah.
That was about it, though. That was about as lucky as I got. But anyway, my wife gets lucky, so, I keep telling her, always look. She actually, one time, she brought home 4 trade paperbacks of Sandman,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
2 out of 3 I didn't have. 2 out of the 3 one, but yeah, just four copies of Gaiman's Sandman trade paperbacks, and again, like maybe $1 for the 4 of them because the thrift stores and pawn shops don't value books really.
Nope,
They
they don't
must,
value books. They don't. They've sold actually like the pawn shop up here sold like a whole short box. Like they'll. I go, hey, can we open the short box? Like I didn't want to buy the whole short box. I wanted to open to look through it. They go, nope, you have to buy the whole damn box. I'm like, I don't want the whole box. I wanted to see what's in the box.
What's in the box? What's
Pretty
in the
much.
box?
Pawn shops are the
What's in
best.
the box?
Pawn shops are the best find because I remember when PS3 was still at its height. Me and my friend went to a pawn shop and they were selling used PS3s, and they had one that didn't work. It was something that happened when you went to when you turned it on, and it was a simple fix. And he bought it for, I think it was like $75, $100, and this was PS3 at its height, so the system was still going for like $300. And so he just went home, did the simple fix, and then boom, he had a 100% working PS3. Vision's like, don't kill me, I've already died.
Yeah, the knife won't kill him. You have to pull the mind stone out of his head, then it would die. He just reboot himself. You slice the neck.
That ain't no Mind Stone in the comic books.
Yeah.
It's just a laser pointer in the comic books.
Yeah.
That's my one thing, but was wondering like how they're gonna bring back Vision, but then they probably might have hinted at it in episode 4 of WandaVision, because when Monica came through the bubble, her clothes were still the clothes that she got being in the bubble. And then when the dude went through the dude in the sewer went through, and the rope came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the jump rope still.
Yeah.
It didn't revert back. So maybe, since she took Vision's dead body and, kind of revived it, maybe he ends up, when he walks out of the bubble, he ends up being alive again.
Well, let's see. Let's see if Paul Bettany wants to come back. If he wants to come back, he's still alive. If he don't want to come back, they can why.
He's like, I already made enough money on this miniseries. I'm out.
Yeah. You never know, He might you go, oh, I'm good.
I hope he comes back, but I don't think he is.
Yeah.
I think he's a lifeless corpse, and her powers are animating it. I think outside of that reality, I don't think his corpse is got juice in it.
We did see that glimpse where she's talking to him. He's talking to her, and you see yeah. And he was all pale and everything, a very creepy horror jump scare there.
Yep, he's the West Coast Avengers looking Vision.
Which, if he does come back alive, I hope they give him the West Coast Avengers look, because I dig that look.
Well, it's supposed to be a Halloween episode eventually. Yeah, I think like next week, right?
Yeah, where his costume is basically a perfect version of the comic book.
Yeah, and then Wanda's probably gonna have the base, her comic book counterpart.
Yeah.
Costume, so be interesting. Oh, yeah, but it'd be weird to explain the hood, her little thing.
Well, no, the easy thing now you can explain, because Agatha Harkness is in this.
Yeah.
So the idea, you can go with the idea that she's, however they explain how the whole town thing happened. You can go with the idea that she's learning from Agatha. She's learning how to use her powers. It's connected to magic, whatever, And so the head thing, you just say it's some witch thing,
Yeah.
Some witch, whatever thing. Just make it up. It's tied to whatever witchcraft she's learning, and there you go. And that's why she wears the headpiece now. You create a new one if they decide to give them costumes, because
but I like
no costume.
Yeah, but I liked her outfit in the Endgame anyways. The Endgame and the other one.
It was alright. I'm not saying she's got the comic book costume, but something that would be
semi close to it at least.
Yeah. At least Vision's look was, cool, even if it's not, the comic book, but it still gives you that feel, you know.
Yeah, but did you know one of the Olsen brothers writes comics?
The who?
The one of the what was it? Mary Kate and Ashley's one of their brothers writes comics.
For who?
I'm not even sure. I think I forgot. I think she mentioned it in an interview. The Wanda mentioned it in an interview. I can't remember. Why can't I remember? Yeah, she had mentioned it in an interview, like, oh yeah, my brother's a big fan, big comic book nerd, big fan. Like he writes comics and stuff like that. Like I didn't know that, and I went looking it up. I thought there were only the three of them. You know what I mean? I forgot that they had two brothers.
I think you're confused. I think you're confused with Jimmy Olsen. He's in Superman. That's the other one.
Well, what's her name? The Paliki chick, who was Wonder Woman in the Horrible Pilot, and she was
Mockingbird.
She was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mockingbird. She was great at that, and then she's in the Seth MacFarlane sci-fi show.
And she was in G.I. Joe. Don't forget that.
Yeah, I actually loved her in G.I. Joe. Her brother, Eric Paliki.
I love those those G.I. Joe films.
Oh yeah.
Isn't Snake Eyes supposed to come out? Or
I think this year, or probably get pushed back to next year. Her brother Eric Paliki, he's a comic book writer. He does quite a bit of creator-owned books.
Paliki did, I remember that. Yeah. What? Well, but isn't Oh wait, no, I'm getting confused now. Isn't he the Big Bang Theory guy?
No.
No. I told you I get confused with a couple of because I thought that's what the actor's name was too, I think, or something like close to it.
Now I gotta find out this person in comics that's related to Wanda. Hold on, I gotta look this up.
The Olsen girls have two brothers, Jake Olsen and Trent Olsen.
Yeah, so one of them, I know one of them writes, but she didn't mention.
Jake Olsen is an actor.
And which one of them? So, she said one of them.
They're all actors.
Well, I know one of them's like okay.
That's what the Googles tell me.
He did work in. The Trent Olsen dude did work in the John Carpenter's Asylum comic.
Oh, okay.
Anthology.
Okay. Yeah, because she mentioned it in an interview, and I'm like, oh, they have brothers? I thought it was only them three, so I didn't know that they had two brothers. She had two brothers, so.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't pick up much. This is the pile I still gotta read.
I don't know what's wrong with me, but last comic book day, I've been buying Spawn since it was on the road to 300.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta tell you, I keep every month, I go to get rid of it, and every issue I can't. It's like it gets better and better, and I know I'm crazy. And I'm stuck in 1994 or something. But
I love that. Look at that. It's so awesome.
Spawn
has
been consistently for the past year one of the best comic books I've been reading. And I don't know if you can see that, but Greg Capullo's doing the cover art again. And the guy who's doing the inside, his name is Carlo Barberi. I mean, people talk about 90s looking stuff or whatever, or old Image look. This guy is killing it. His artwork is killing it. It's
he's really good.
Really, really, really good stuff. So since this guy's been on, and to be honest with you, they're on 314 already. Since 296 or whatever it was, man, I have been a diehard Spawn fan again.
He reinvigorated. Reinvigorated that comic book because I remember there was a point where Spawn had gotten down to like, I think it was selling 12 to 15,000 copies a month, and now it's back up to that road to 300 and beyond. Now it's doing like 6-figure numbers a month. Like, Spawn is now a top, not only Image comic book, but top industry comic book, But of course, a lot of factors play into that. One, it's like the most consistent comic book because you only got to buy one Spawn comic book.
Yep.
It's $3 a month, which I don't think Todd is ever going to change that price because he doesn't need to, And it's always flipping up the game now. Look at that.
$2.99.
$2.99.
Yeah.
He puts on the back of every issue. Still only $2.99. So that's the best buy.
It anyway.
It's the best buy on the rack. So something about you're still getting quality book for $2.99.
That's the thing, man. He was like, I gotta reinvigorate my IP. Boom, did it. Top book now. I wish some publishers would do that. I wish they'd be like, oh, I gotta reinvigorate my top book. Here we go.
I have a feeling you're gonna see more 90s looking stuff in the Image line and also the Marvel and DC. Just off the top, you got that new X-Men Legends with Brett Booth or whatever going on.
Yep. Yes.
Which just premiered with 17. You got all the Rob Liefeld stuff that's going on between Deadpool's anniversary coming up and also his G.I. Joe and Major X last year and all
the
that.
Archie book he's going to be doing.
Yeah, and you got and he's doing all the the Charlton stuff or not the Charlton stuff, but
the Archie superhero stuff, the Shield,
right.
all that. Yeah,
and also you got McFarlane stuff, and also that thing that Kirkman threw out 2 months ago, that issue 17, like in the middle of a run, whatever that was called. I just think that. And also you got people like Ed Piskor, with his, 500,000, all those folks looking at his stuff online, the cartoonist kayfabe and stuff. People are constantly hitting up those old wizards. They're regurgitating some of that 90s stuff. And let's face it, a lot of those art styles and that just the storytelling really turned people on. And also whatever Marvel's doing with this Heroes Reborn thing or whatever, that's a direct tie to Jim Lee and Rob Liefeld in the 90s. So they're doing that whole thing, and all the artwork I've seen promoting all that Heroes Reborn stuff that they're relaunching and they're launching this April or May. All that stuff looks like, all 90s era X-Men book looking stuff.
Wow. Everything old becomes new again. You know that.
Well, the past will always inform the present and the future. And also, someone mentioned something about Marvel and DC. Let's face it. I mean, honestly, guys, when Eddie from the Batcave, Eddie, I'm sorry, but I get it. Like, if I've been reading Cates's Venom and King in Black reminds me of every action-packed 90s book, just written a lot better. It's just, things like that. So a lot of that Kate stuff, blends that 90s stuff with also the Bronze and Silver Age. Everything informs itself. Even the Vertigo books, today, the Vertigo books informed the Image generation of stuff that's coming out now from a lot of the indie publishers. It's all relative. All those storytellers spent a lot of time reading Alan Moore and reading Neil Gaiman and reading all that stuff before they put pen to paper. It's about, all that. That's like research. So, like, the past will always inform the future when it comes to creating comic books. And to be honest with you, the cycle always will repeat,
Mhm.
because the guys that are editorial, who were, between the ages of 40 and 50 years old, the people in positions of power, they were 20 or whatever in 1993 or 92. So when that 90s stuff was coming out, you know, these men and women who are in power, they were reading everything from Sandman
Right.
to Extreme Studios, Youngblood
Right.
shit. Everybody was
Or they were the ones drawing it.
right, right. But the thing is, those folks are in power now, and that's what happens.
Yep.
And 10 years before that, the people that were making decisions grew up in the 80s. So,
Mhm.
and in 10 years from now, you'll see early 2000 references in the media also,
Yep.
and then after that, it'll all be over.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for like super looking forward to Ed Pisker's Red Room.
Oh yeah,
And I'm if anybody out there loves the '80s, '90s self-published horror, indie, or extreme comic. I don't mean like extreme Rob Liefeld. I mean like extreme horror comics. That Red Room is going to be fantastic.
yeah. Mhm.
So I'm all for a wave of just a re-explosion of the type of comics that we had in our youth. Not to be stuck in nostalgia's past, but I think the industry is in an interesting place where you can do what people want with certain titles. Like comics should be a little more cliffhangery, a little more action packed, a little more superhero comics should be a little more action packed, cliffhangery, a little more in your face, over the top. And then you got to find a way to compete against the movies.
Right.
And then with creator owned books, self published books, there's things you can do that publishers won't do. There's a very interesting period happening right now in comic books.
Yeah. Self-published.
Thank you for that plug,
Yeah.
Cantonese Comic Kid.
I
Hey,
got you.
speaking of something crazy from the 90s, I'm a huge George Perez fan. Okay,
Mhm.
I grew up earliest age. I'm going to make no secret, no bones about it. I turned 50 years old this Friday. So, growing up in the 70s, my exposure to the spinner rack was all Perez, Byrne,
Mhm.
Debussema's, all that stuff. Rich Buckler, whatever. But George Perez, I've met him 3 or 4 times. I have about 150 of his comics signed, because he signs for free. You just bring
Yep.
piles of comics, he signs them all. He's the only person that I actually used to take selfies with at conventions in the early 90s. I have pictures going back 25 years, 30 years with George Perez up to 2 years ago.
That's awesome.
Greatest guy in the world, right? Sweetest guy.
Nicest guy in the world too.
Exactly. But I will say something. I know he does a lot of fetish stuff. He loves drawing women. I actually have his artist edition of Sirens, that thing he did with Boom Studios. It's
Nice.
awesome. It's like 11 by 17. It's got all his pencil pages and ink pages. However, I picked this up 1993, Epic Comics, published by Marvel. It was a series he did, written by Peter David, called
Wow.
Sex and Violence. Sax is the female in the story. She pretty much does soft porn and decides to become a vigilante because her fellow actresses are getting killed in snuff films. And then Violence is a former Vietnam vet, I believe, or Iraq vet or Iran vet. But anyway, he is her photographer. So it's about a porn photographer, soft porn, and his muse. And they form a duo called Sex and Violence. George Perez does all the pencils and inks. And it is unreal good.
Wow.
unreal good.
Yeah.
George
I could
Perez, artsy stuff that I've never seen before. Like the
from
composition on
him.
some of these
Yeah.
pages are. Well, I mean, look at the silhouette and the inks on that.
Yeah, I'm not used to
Right?
seeing that from him anyways. I'm used to seeing all the
George
superhero
Perez.
stuff.
George Perez did this book. This has graphic sex in it, graphic violence.
Man, I didn't think it had graphics.
No, in fact, Peter David wrote it, and the very headline on the copy, it says dedicated to the First Amendment. There are 4 issues. I picked up issue 1 and 2.
Wow.
And anybody on the street, you ever see this,
Yeah.
book on the street,
I'm picking
pick
it up.
I got
I just
2
like
of
the
these.
art in it.
I got 2 of these for $1.
Hmm.
Look at all kinds of bondage, graphic stuff. Here's a picture on the back advertising the book. Next issue, there's him putting a grenade in this dude's mouth.
And you know what's crazy about this? 1, it was Marvel's Epic line, and 2, comic book stores carried it. You could not get a comic book. You could not get majority of comic. You'll get comic book stores that'll carry books like that, but you won't get a majority of comic book stores that'll carry books like that nowadays.
Right.
It is not going to happen.
Well, if they see either Perez name on it, maybe.
Oh yeah, it's got to be a big. It's got to be a big name or a big publisher. Like, and I guess back then, this defeats the purpose of my argument. But if you look at it, what they're doing in that book, self-publishers and indie publishers were doing too. Back in the 90s, if you were a self-publisher or indie publisher doing that type of book, you could sell 30 to 50,000 copies alone when there was more than one distributor. You know, nowadays, like Boom has done erotic comics. With Brian Azzarello and
I forgot about that.
and the woman who drew that book for Brian, she also has her own book that came out. So they released those and polybagged it and everything, and comic book stores have sold a shitload. But the thing is, if you're not Boom today and you're a small guy, don't expect comic book stores to just be like, sorry, no thank you.
I drew a pair of nipples in one of my books, and one of the comic book stores that carried it put a cover over it so no children could open it up in the store. Now, this particular store, I've never seen a child ever in it without a parent. And if there is a child in the store, they're definitely not looking at comic books. They're checking out the line of Funko Pops.
Yeah.
And then, but after that happened, and I kind of felt like it was censored because it was put in a poly bag, from that point on, I've drawn lots of butts, but not only do I not draw nipples anymore, but I won't even put men's nipples in it. In the last 3 episodes, there's all these shirtless dudes, including Lucifer, and you'll notice there are no nips. So it's a nip-free zone from here on out. No nips. You got to use your imagination.
I always find it funny. They're like, "Oh no, if a kid picks this up, he may be scarred." But here you go, kid. Go ahead and read Punisher. It's okay.
Yeah. Here, kid. Watch this head get decapitated or blown off, but
right.
No,
but I can't. So the comic has a nipple on it. It has boobs on it. But I can watch somebody getting their head blown off or ripped off.
I just think there needs to be not only more risk taken with creators, but more risk taken with publishers and with comic book stores.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that can go a long way in expanding. I don't know about expanding the readership, but maybe expanding into more interesting frontiers. Maybe getting audiences that like a certain type of comic that don't read that anymore. Because the industry doesn't do it.
Right.
Thing is so huge, he's taking up the screen. Big Funko Pop.
Yeah. Robert's in the chat. The G-Man's in the chat. The Godfather.
All right. Unfortunately, I gotta go because I gotta wrap up this
Yeah.
document.
Well, I was gonna call it anyways.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and I know Anthony got to get going too. So.
I got work in the morning.
All right, guys.
Oh, hey, Jeff.
Oh, hold on.
I finished 5 pages
of
Vanilla. Oh my God, 5 pages of Oh My God issue 6 today.
Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait until issue 6 comes out.
Pencils only, but 5 pages. I think
that's good.
I think I was possessed today. All 9-panel grids too. Talking about old school.
Man.
Last issue had no dialogue in it whatsoever between characters.
Spoiler.
Not in the backup issue, not in the backup stories, but in Oh My God, there's no dialogue. The whole book is Kira's inner dialogue. There's no dialogue with anybody else.
I forgot. I forgot about that.
So now this issue, last issue, if you remember the first issue, it was mostly dialogue because I was setting up the story. So now I wanted to bookend it to finish the story with a dialogue-heavy thing and more sex.
Like the first 2 issues.
The first issue had graphic sex in it.
This
one's going to have non-graphic sex in it, but still it's going to start with sex and end with sex because although it's all about the devil and God and supernatural stuff, the Oh My God was really about sex. It was that. So there you go. Sex and violence.
Hey man, nothing sells like sex and violence.
What you got coming up, Marco? Anything?
We should be dropping the Kickstarter sign-up page for the relaunch of Blanco next week. And then we should be launching the relaunch on Kickstarter, I think about the 3rd week of February.
Okay.
I'm also talking this week with the artist on another book I'm developing that we'll be doing a Kickstarter for probably late summer, early fall. And besides that, I got, of course, stuff I can't talk about yet. One that's getting really close to, hopefully I'll be able to talk about soon. And then, if you're a fan of 90s Comics, go to Facebook, look up 90s Comics Strike Back, and join us. 1,600 member strong group. We have a lot of fun on there. Check me out on Facebook at, Marco Lopez. Just type me up, or at Travis Dearly. And then on Twitter, at Atomic Rex ENT. And that's about it.
All right. What you got going on, Anthony?
Not much. As I said, just working on issue 6.
Okay.
Issue 6 is going to be another flip book. Half of the book, half of the 28 or 32 page book, half of it's going to be wrapping up Oh My God, the 6-issue story. And the other side of it is going to be Misty America #1.
Oh, that's cool.
Marco, please pass my name and address along. I'm in your group on Facebook, but if you ever have any need, whether it's one of your projects or another project for a cover artist or any kind of needs like that.
Oh yeah, definitely, man.
No, because I do kind of draw in that style, and and again, I'm not looking for full book stuff because I am kind of busy with my own creative. But if you have something coming down the pike that you need, that you or anybody else needs a cover drawn of half-naked women of some sort, let me know.
Heck yeah.
I'll draw half-naked men too if I have to. And
if I was a creator doing a one of those books like Lady Death and stuff like that, which I love those books, not saying anything bad about them, but if I was doing my own title, I would also do covers where I'm like, for you ladies out there, we got half-naked men on these covers too.
Yeah, and I'll be happy to draw bulges in the pants if that's what they want. I was going to say, in fact, my new issue kind of had a Lady Death inspired look to it. But anyway, if you or anyone else needs anything, hit me up. I would love my stuff to be out there besides my own published works.
Heck yeah, man.
And I work really cheap, and sometimes if the exposure's right, that's worth a lot more to me than money, because
Yeah.
I do this because I love creating, not so much the monetary reward.
We gotta follow each other on. Are you on Twitter? We gotta follow each other on Twitter.
Yes, I am at just Anthony Sica on Twitter.
Cool.
ANTHONYSICA.
Cool. I'm gonna look you up today.
All right, guys. All I got going on is Anthony's Comic Wednesdays every Wednesday. I got the Nerdy Collective Show every Saturday into Sunday morning, 1 a.m. in the morning with Robert with the Comic Book G-Spot. Then we got Silver Age Sundays on Sunday mornings, or Sunday afternoon now at 3 p.m. And then we got Extreme Nerd Table. That's all I got going on this week. So we'll check you guys later.
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 Thanks, man.